Hello, welcome to Bits and Bobs. I'm your host, Callista Floghart, coming to you live from an undisclosed location. As you can see, we are in studio today. Again, undisclosed location, but I've done a bit of set design and I think it's coming along nicely. Hopefully next episode I'll have a bit more going on. But, you know, we're very grassroots here at Bits and Bobs. We are very grassroots. When one decides to pick up a mic and decide that this is what they're going to be doing with their lives, you know, the studios and the sponsorships and all that, they don't start right at the beginning. You have to start somewhere. And I do think I've got a pretty nice start. Having said that, this has been hell. It is currently 20 past midnight. I'm having to record, as I said, we're very grassroots here at Bits and Bobs. We're having to record at night to control lighting. It is already the temperature of hell, I would imagine. I haven't been there myself yet. And then the studio lights are not really helping with that situation, plus the just added stress of getting all the technology to work. So I'm feeling really great, and I'm not tired in the slightest. I don't know why you're asking that. Please stop. But yeah, should we just jump into it? I guess so. This is weird. Talking to no one is weird. I'm hoping I get used to that, or else this is going to be a massive waste of money and time. But yeah, why did I start this? As I sit here, 20 minutes past midnight, I am asking myself that question repeatedly. Honestly, you know, same reason everybody picks up a mic. Midlife crisis. Well, I say midlife, early onset midlife crisis for me. And if I didn't have a creative outlet or something that I could focus my energy on that was fun for me, because despite everything I just said, this is fun for me. I think I might be institutionalized. So instead of that, we're going to try this. And, you know, hopefully people kind of enjoy it and find some entertainment, find some, you know, cathartic. I'm losing brain cells. As I said, did I say it's 20 past midnight? But yeah, hopefully people enjoy it as well, as much as I enjoy doing it. So, you know, maybe we can kill two birds with one stone. Not really sure what I'm saying at this point, but okie dokie. There is no form. There is no form to this pod. I have thoughts. I would like to share those thoughts. I would like to know if anybody else shares those thoughts, because, you know, when stuff is swimming around the old noggin, we do kind of wonder if we are alone in that regard. I don't think I will be, but yeah. So general comments on current climate, what's going on, that sort of thing, etc. Yeah, so let's just jump straight into it. First item on the docket. Guys, we have been worrying about the wrong Justin. I am now convinced of this. Too much focus has been on Bieber and why he may be doing the things he's doing, saying the things he's saying. You know, we haven't quite been clocking that he's standing on business, and he wanted to let us know that, and I do appreciate that, and it has now been clocked by many of us. And he released Swag, which, despite the title, which does not align with the music at all, is a fabulous album. Very, very, very well put together. Not really a big fan of the Drewski kind of interludes there. But yeah, that's absolutely fine. We haven't been watching Justin Timberlake, though. We have had our eyes and attention off Justin Timberlake since the DUI, which he did forewarn us, guys. It was going to ruin the world tour. It was going to ruin the world tour, and maybe it has, because I don't know if you've seen these clips coming out, but these clips are nuts. This man is going around all the towns and everything, just, I got some good time in my what? People have paid to see you. People have paid money to see you in concert. Now, call me crazy, I'm not in the music industry, but I do believe that concerts are kind of where you, as a vocal artist, are supposed to sing, and people are coming there to hear that. So I'm really confused as to why he's maybe giving 5% of all lyrics to every song and just kind of waddling along for the rest of it. It would be okay if he was just like, at least giving us something in the way of kind of dance, some kind of movement, performance, that sort of thing. But that's not really there either. It's very jerky dad moves who, used to back in the day, know his stuff, and now has since just let it go. So yeah, we've got to keep an eye on Timberlake, I would say. That is kind of at the top of my list of concern. So hopefully it's now at the top of yours. Something else that is concerning that I think we're all aware of at this point is Trisha Paytas's powerful Pikachu. Something is going on. She's not telling us what it is. And that's okay. We don't need to understand all the mysteries of the universe, do we? We don't need to understand why people keep dying when she is bringing life into this earth. And that's okay. Do I actually think something's happening? No, I think it's just obviously crazy coincidence. And I can't imagine how she's actually feeling every time she gives birth. Someone is then massive amounts of people are just coming to her being like, hey, do you know who's died today? Could you imagine that just like in any other scenario where like you're like, oh my God, carried this child for 9 months, baby's finally here. I could not be more overjoyed. I am so happy. And like kind of the first few things you hear from outside of your little kind of like bubble are about how you've killed somebody. It's kind of crazy. So for her, I understand this must be like a really weird situation, but I hope she doesn't take it super seriously. Because you gotta admit, it is a crazy coincidence. It's not even like it's, like mid-celebrities, minor celebrities. It's like very important people. It's like huge, well-known, heavily influential people that are passing at around or almost exactly the same time as she is giving birth. Like I know the Queen and the Pope, like they are on a level that is insane, like that in terms of influence and like just how known they are globally. That's insane. Ozzy Osbourne's still known globally, obviously, but not quite on that level. But it is just like, how is this happening? How is this happening? I don't know. And if she does know, I'd love for her to tell us, but she seems to have closed the portal. I think the tubes have been tied, so, that's the end of that chapter, I guess. Maybe she will reveal secrets, or maybe Elvis or Aquaman will reveal secrets. If it is truly that she has a reincarnation station, where spirits are leaving the vessels they once inhabited and entering her children, I'm sure that they will be able to give us some indication of whether that is in fact true. But until then, jury is out, obviously. I have a bunch of notes I am trying to get through in this first episode. Maybe I've done too much. We'll see. We shall see. Okay, next item on the docket is Labubu's. I'm baffled by Labubu's. I'm baffled by the kind of desperate and ravenous need of seemingly people of all ages to have one of these little darling creatures adorning their handbags. Now, admittedly, I'm not the target audience. I am not a frequent handbag carrier, as you may be able to tell. So I am a little bit out of the loop there. But I do like to think I have my finger on the pulse. I do. I am of a young age. What that is none of your business, quite frankly. But I do believe that I generally kind of know what's what. I like to keep up. I like to be able to hold a conversation with someone who is of a different generation to me. Again, we will not be disclosing what generations those are. But I am just not getting it. I don't understand it. To me, if I'm a massive collector, like I love collecting things. In fact, I think it's an issue at this point. It's a problem. I am a massive hoarder. I have far too much stuff. I'm a maximalist through and through. So I relish a chance to collect anything, really. Not this though. I need to understand what they are. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're collecting something, to me, the reason I collect things is because they are attached to an IP or a piece of lore or something I have already formed a connection with. I'm not necessarily collecting things for the sake of collecting things. Like, I know that happens. Beanie Baby craze from when some of you may have been younger. Again, may or may not have been me. I do understand that sometimes when things are cute, you will just collect them. I like to collect pin badges. Now I've moved on to a more sophisticated method of collecting them when I travel, so they have a bit more kind of meaning. But there was a phase where I was seeing literally any pin badge and going, thank you, thank you, thank you, and then just adding them to a pin board. So I get that happens, but like, these to me are not even cute. Like, Labubus genuinely look like the creature in a horror movie that will be becoming possessed at some point and attempting to make your life hell and also maybe end it. I don't know. Like, they don't really appeal to me in that way physically. So is there like a story to them that I'm not like understanding? Do people have like, is there a lore? Is there an IP? Are they a character in something? Again, admittedly, I haven't done my research and this is on me. This is absolutely on me. But I just genuinely don't know where they've come from and why they are so sought after. I will be talking about Love Island briefly. Okay, briefly was a complete understatement. I will be going in on Love Island in a minute, but there's one more thing on the docket we have to get to, and that is, oh no, two more things. I can't count. Two more things. I did fail GCSE maths, if anyone is wondering. First, we've got to talk about Birmingham. We have to talk about a city on the rise. I am so excited. I just feel like there's a lot more Birmingham love lately. Like, I cannot stand, and I mean this, I cannot stand Birmingham hate. Like, it makes me sick to my stomach. I wasn't even born here. I was not even born here. This is not even my native city. It is London. But, I've spent the majority of my life here, and I genuinely do not understand what the problem is. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get why this city, well, actually, no, I do get why this city gets so much hate, and it is, not to be a woke, but it is rooted in classism. Always has been. And it goes back to accents and things like that. Like, it's just stupid. Honestly, the accent is fucking hilarious. The accent is hilarious. If you don't find this accent hilarious, I'm not saying you have to find it attractive. No one said it has to turn you on, but it is endearing. It is fun. It is funky. So I just don't really understand the hate for it. It's a great city. It is our second city. It is, oh my God, not me going on a tirade, but it has so much to offer. It's not that expensive to live in. People act like there's nothing to do and everywhere is a shithole. Yes, we are having a bin strike right now. Yes, I have seen 2 rats outside of my building. No, I don't want to talk about it, but it is what it is, But we are a city on the rise. We have a new Queen of Birmingham, and that is Nicole Murrah. I think I'm saying her name right. I'm probably not. Nicole, babes, I'm so sorry if that is not the case. She is blowing up on TikTok, blowing up. And at least half of her views have got to be me. I don't care how many Nino videos she makes. I will be there, nose pressed against the phone, waiting with bated breath. I love her. She is hilarious. Literally no reason or rhyme. Doesn't matter. She's just got it. You know when people have just got it? She has just got it. And she is now an international sensation. Drake Nenard on stage. Do you get it? Do you get it? Drake Nenard on stage. Oh, international minge. Do you know what I mean? Like, she is really taking it. She is taking it. And none of you can take it, quite frankly. Oh, Renee Rapp just did a TikTok to her. The guy, I think Badger, made a remix of one of her videos. So he's made a little song with her kind of like, you know, signature stuff in there. And Renee lip synced to it. So, Nicole, thank you, darling. You are doing wonders for the name of this city. You are helping to put Birmingham on the map. And I salute you. I really salute you. Because again, I cannot stand the hate. It is tiny. I am tired. It is tired, corny, and it is played out. It is so over. R.I.P. Ozzy. What a ledge. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I was a huge Black Sabbath fan. Oh my God, it's so over for me. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I was a huge Black Sabbath fan. And I'm not going to pretend like, you know, I knew his extended catalogue. But you know who Ozzy Osbourne is. You know he's from Birmingham. And the fact that he brought all of that tourism to our city before he passed, like the fact that his last act as an entertainer was to bring it all back to Birmingham, to Aston of all places. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I know that's where he was born, but like not just the city. He wasn't just in the city centre, was he? He was in Aston. And he brought all of that back to Birmingham. That, like, honestly brought a tear to my eye. It brought a tear to my eye. As a Brummie, it brought a tear to my eye because we have so much to offer. And can I just take a moment to serve? Can I just take a moment to talk about our city council? They've really lost the plot. They're like losing the plot. The reason we're in this bin strike is because of them. Hello. Right? They want to cut wages. We need the bin men. I am on your side. Waste management divas. I am on your side. I want the bins gone as much as the next person. It is not the bin people's, I don't know their official title, but it's not the bin people's fault. They are trying to slash their wages by 8,000. They do an incredibly necessity. Oh my God. Hang in there with me, guys. They do an incredibly important job. They have an incredibly important role in society. We literally need them. We need them. And the fact that, like, we are trying to cut their wages is crazy. I say we, the council. So they need to get their act together. They're bankrupt. What's new? And again, bringing it back to the Aussie thing, the fact that we as a city have not invested in the tourism that, like, Black Sabbath stuff could bring is crazy. Like, literally up until now, we had not invested in it. When did Black Sabbath Bridge, when did it become a thing? Like, I swear it was only a couple years ago. Maybe even a year. Like, Liverpool, you see Beatles stuff all the time. Like, there's Beatles stuff going on there. People visit it for the Beatles. Do you know what I mean? There is, okay, I can't think of any other examples. God bless me, it's summer. You know what I mean? Like, sorry. But, don't shout. But I just genuinely can't believe that we haven't invested in that tourism, in creating kind of things for people to come and view and visit and Like, I had no idea that the Crown was such an important pub slash club, just music venue in general. My God, the English language is lost on me. Just know that. But yeah, like, we just didn't. I walk past that all the time. Like, literally, I walk past it all the time, years and years and years. I did wonder, like, it's been boarded up since, like, what, 2014? I did wonder why it had stayed there and what the purpose was. And I thought, okay, maybe it's someone's gonna come and develop it, or it's gonna have some significance. But it's just sat there boarded up. That is literally the pub where Black Sabbath played their first gig. Do you know what I mean? And we just let it sat there boarded up. Obviously, I'm turning into Ozzy Osbourne. I can't speak, but we let it sit there boarded up, doing nothing. All they've done now is stuck a few pictures in the windows and put a plaque outside, and that's amazing. Like, I genuinely didn't even know that. Just doing that has done wonders. The fact that they could just open that, I've looked into it, it's owned by some private company now, but they could open that and have that be a full kind of like tribute Black Sabbath bar, raking in loads. People will come and visit that. Like, there's so much. Put a plaque on Ozzy's house where he grew up, you know what I mean? Something. There's so much we could do to invest in that tourism, and they just don't, and it really, really bugs me. But you know, love you, Birmingham, always will, despite the council. 0121 do one forever, baby. Okay, last item on the docket before we move on to Love Island. And before we move on to this item, I have to address the fact that my lips are drying out every single second we go on. They are drying out more and more. I forgot my water by the time I finally sat down to record this, and I'm not getting up. I'm not risking it. Right now, I don't have a monitor. I need to invest in a monitor, but I have no idea if I'm in focus. If I am, I'm not risking it, like, ruining that for just a little sip of water. So we're just gonna Carmex it up a little bit and just, we're just gonna rub that on the mic and create great audio, and we're just gonna hope for the best, really. So next item on the docket. People are saying we don't have a song of the summer. I just wonder where people are living. Is it on Mars? Is it on Uranus? Is it under a rock? Because we 100% have a song of the summer. And it is currently being slept on. And that song is Midnight Sun by Zara Larsson. If you do not hear that song and have, I don't know how to describe it other than a zealous religious experience overtake the body, just the energy through the feet up to the head. As soon as you hear that opening, it is the song of the summer. You are ignited with the feeling and emotion of having a cocktail in hand, being on a beach or near beach, while some music is playing, bodies are swaying, know what I'm saying? Like, it puts you in that place and time. It is encapsulating summer. And then the fact that it's a little bit of noughties nostalgia is just so the moment right now, like, this is so what we are doing and what we need to be doing. So she's a smart girl for that. I think people just, after Brat, like, everyone is just like, what is the point in living? And I agree. I just don't think anything's ever going to top that for me. Shall we get on to Love Island? So I've started this at a bit of a weird time, really, because Love Island is almost over. So at the time of recording this, I watched Sundays, which, what date would have that been? Very important for continuity, guys. We've got to seek the truth. So I watched I couldn't work out, with today being the 28th, that yesterday was the 27th. Again, I failed GCSE maths. This is so humiliating. So yeah, I watched the Sunday episode on the 27th. That's the last episode I watched. And hopefully by next episode, I will have watched the last week and will be completely up to date. So I guess I'll kind of talk about that last episode a little bit, but then do a kind of just look back over the season. But this has been my first. This has been my first Love Island ever. I've never watched Love Island. I've always been a bit uppity about it. I guess I am a massive reality TV fan. Like, I have some heavy hitters. Jersey Shore is the number one. In fact, please, if you are in the UK, listen to me seriously, if you're in the UK and you like Jersey Shore, contact me. Me and you, we need to talk. We need to create a community, because I cannot be the only one. Now, yes, I have made all of my friends into Jersey Shore stands, but no one's on my level, and I need to have that camaraderie around me. So if you are into Jersey Shore and you are in the UK, please get in touch. We need to create community, because I will be talking about it. I haven't started season 8 yet. I'm going to start season 8, but I've got a few things to finish before that. So, and I'm still, I did a whole rewatch of Family Vacation before that happened. Sorry, I didn't mean to get so aggressive, but I'm very passionate. It's honestly the Bible to me. So, and those are my family members. So, and when you talk about family, you do get passionate. You do, you do really ride for them. So you'll understand. But yeah, so I am a massive reality fan, but I've just never I never really got into Love Island, because I think I just assumed it was going in the way of where a lot of reality TV went, kind of, let's say post 2012, 2014, which was very heavily influencer based, just people trying to get a little something off the ground, which absolutely more power to them. Use whatever tools you have in the tool belt. There is no shade, no dissing to anybody who was trying to do that or was doing that. So that's all fine and good. It's just I feel like I thought that it was going to be very, here are the types of people we have on the show. Cookie cutter. This is this guy, this is this guy, this is this girl, this is this girl. And I'm a massive fan of the Big Brothers, of Your. Like, I love just having a complete cast of absolute misfits, just total characters, and just watching them all go together and just seeing what happens. And Love Island seemed like the complete opposite of that. And let me say, all the things that I just said are kind of absolutely true. It is very formulaic. It is kind of heavily produced. There isn't, the guys are just, I should preference this by saying I am not straight, and this has been a very big education and a toe back into the culture of heterosexuals, and because of that, it is very that, like, guys are, like, they do things in genders, like, when announcements are made, sometimes they'll, like, go off and just the boys will talk about it and then just the girls will talk about it. It's very, it's very archaic in some ways, and there are lots of archetypes of this is the this guy, this is the that guy. But I truly could not have been more wrong. Like, I truly could not have been more wrong. It is so good. I am so obsessed. And I am going to be devastated when it ends, like, genuinely devastated. I don't know, again, this is the first season. I know that people either love this one or hate this one. I have nothing to compare it to, but I think it's been fabulous. But I just genuinely, I don't know if this one's different or special, but it feels like really good. And probably for the wrong reasons, which we'll get into. But yeah, it has, it's really taken over my life, and I don't think it would have if I didn't necessarily have a watch party. I was kind of held at gunpoint by some heterosexuals that I do know, and I do have to thank them for that, because I don't think I would have ever watched this in if I had not had people, because no one in my life is watching this. So I do thank them and salute them, and also, how dare you? Because now I have no life. But yeah, so let's talk about that Sunday episode first. Let's get into it. I'm just going to have a quick look at the notes. Again, very grassroots. I do not have a producer feeding this to me. I do it all myself. I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah. Can we just talk about Blue? Like, what? Are you not embarrassed? Like, you're not embarrassed? Why are you here? Like, why are you here? Genuinely. Why did you come back? You were a flop the first time around. Nothing has since changed. You know, some people are meant to be on reality TV. Some people are not. I just, every time he talks, I'm like, ugh! Like, he just makes me die so bad. Like, he's so cringe. He's giving, like, he thinks he's on the level of Tony. He thinks he's got wit like Tony. The fact that he even tried to step to Tony is crazy, is nonsense. And it was so clearly transparent, like he was trying to do his whole, like, 15 minutes. He was trying to have his little comeback. What were you thinking? Genuinely, what were you thinking? Yeah, bit of nothing. And the fact that poor Helena has had to couple up with him after what she's been through. Now, listen, I'm not a Helena fan, but what she's been through, and then to end up with Blue is like, you know, I don't wish that on anyone. I really don't wish that on anyone. I know that had to make things worse for her, so Godspeed. But yeah, God, why did he come back? Harry, man. Harry is... He is the worst, right? Like, he is the actual worst. But I will say this. He has never lied about who he is. Not defending him. I don't find him in any way attractive. I do not understand the attraction from girls to him. I understand that he's funny and he's got some kind of charm about him, but genuinely, like, his behaviour, which he tells you about, he doesn't tell you about it, but he says, I like to push it to the limit. I like to see how far I can go. Like, he just admits to being a massive game player. And I'm not talking about in the sense of trying to win the show, just like in general, like in relationships, clearly likes to push boundaries like he's a little boy. Even though, you know, he's got his stuff together, he's 30, he's got his stuff together. Never seen someone so clearly not together at his big age as well. It's just a bit sad. But he hasn't lied in the sense that he's told you who he is if you just open your eyes and your ears. Shakira did 100% do that. She was the one to open her eyes and open her ears, and that is why, even though for some reason I do not understand it, even though she has kind of got feelings for him, she knows it's not right, and I continue to pray that she feels that way. Shakira, man, stay strong. This is gonna be if they end up back together, I just don't have it. I know it's not going to end well. Like, I feel like it's just going to end up with her in complete ruin. But the heart wants what it wants. She can only be so strong for so long. I get it. As she said, it's getting hard for her to say no. It's just sad though. She knows it's not right. She knows he is not right for her. Oh, camera died again. What am I like? What are we going to do? Last time I'm addressing it because I swear to God, it's going to drive me up the bloody wall. But that just did nothing. That's just absolutely nothing. Why did I buy these? It's stick, tub, or nothing. These little squeegee things. What is the point? What is the point in this? I shouldn't need to applicate it on my finger to put it on if it comes in what is clearly supposed to be an applicator. No, it's never enough. It's never enough. Anyway, back to Harry. So I really, really hope they don't end up together, but I see where this is going. I really do see where this is going, and I think we just need to do prayer circle, hope, pray. If anybody is into witchcraft, maybe spells. I'm not familiar with the art myself, but we just need to do something. Shakira's mom is actually very like woo witchy, so maybe she's got something. She's cooking up a little something. Now, again, I'm not a massive fan of Helena. I'm not, but it has been rough for her. This situation is rough for her. I think she was unwilling to believe in a lot of the whispers about Harry, and sometimes the shouts from the video evidence. But yeah, I think it just finally kind of came to a head, and she couldn't ignore it anymore. But is she not having a taste of her own medicine a wee bit? You know, I really hope that during this time she reflects on how she's feeling, and then thinks about how Shakira must have been feeling in all of these weeks, and how she maybe treated Shakira while she was feeling the way Helena is feeling now. Like, I really hope she is reflecting on that, and that she kind of builds something with Shakira where there is this mutual place of understanding now. But I don't really think that's going to happen. I'll talk a bit more about the divide in a minute, but like historically. But the fact that Tony, you know, pulled Meg and decided to get together this peace treaty it just speaks volumes about her character. It really does. She didn't have to extend the olive branch, but she did. They got all the girls together, and I really enjoy that because, again, while I'm not a fan of how kind of the antics of one side, I do believe there's always room for improvement, and I really want girls to get along with each other. Like, I just think, especially when these guys in this house have been so vile, like, just give it, like, good God, God, give us nothing. And they're just thank you for these morsels of that you're giving us. Like, they just give us nothing. And they've all been at each other's throats, kind of, as Tony was saying, usually egged on about a situation with a guy in the house. But I would say by and large, not always. But yeah, I think that's really, it speaks volumes about her character. And then I think it also speaks volumes about Meg's character, that immediately after that treaty, she's already starting. She's already getting nasty. It's the fact as well that, like, her friend Megan tried to check her. Like, Megan tried to go, hey, none of that. You know, let's nip that in the bud. Like, we've all just made up. Hey, none of that. And she then got on Megan too. Like, it doesn't matter who you are. She will just go at you. And I don't even have necessarily a problem with that. It's about the way that she then forgets. She doesn't understand her own behaviour. She doesn't have the emotional intelligence to understand the way she operates and the way she goes about things. And then, like, whiteboard eraser, just forgets everything and then acts like a victim when someone says something about her or does something to her. It really bugs me. At the recoupling, this could have been edited. It really could have. Knowing these producers, it probably was. But if it wasn't, why were Meg and Angel shaking their heads and rolling their eyes when Harry picked Shakira? Are you okay? Like, are you... This is obviously where that was going. What were you expecting? Did you want him to recouple with Helena? You think that would have been beneficial after everything that's happened? You think that would have been the smart move? What? I just don't really understand it. I really don't understand it. But hey ho, let's just have one more dig at Shakira. I really hope it's edited to look that way, but I don't think it is. I think this season has been, and again, nothing to compare it to, so maybe this is every season, but this season has been a house of two halves, hasn't it? It has been a house divided. And I think that can be divided into two teams. One is the Holy Trinity, the loves of my life, sweet girls. Yaz, Tony, Shakira being the main players, the main trinity. But then we've had wonderful, wonderful girls like Billikis. We've had Alima. I think at times, I think she kind of went between. We've had other girls in that side, and some of the boys too. Like Connor, I would say Connor's firmly in the Holy Trinity now. I think Jamie's never not been because of his allegiance to Yaz. Cash. And then you had the D squad, which is, of course, headed by Meg, Helena, Celine Dijon, and Harry. I call Dijon Celine because I, for some reason, call Celine Dijon mustard. Like, I don't know why. And as soon as I heard this guy's name, I was like, oh, Celine Dijon. So he is Celine to me. I'm sorry if I go in between. But Celine and Meg, they cannot see this money. Please. I know it's going to happen. I know they're winning. It is what it is. But they do not deserve this money. This is... I don't know. I'm sure there's a large group of people on Facebook specifically that are supporting them. But I do not understand who sees it for them. Dejan is the fakest guy I've ever seen. Like, I don't doubt that he likes Meg, you know what I mean? But I think he's been very orchestrated in the way that he's gone about this relationship with Meg. And I do think he's been getting away with a lot of stuff, but then because he's a little bit more tactful than Harry, it's always fine and it always comes back around sort of thing. But it's just like, they don't have any depth. They're not like good together. They're just there, aren't they? Like, I genuinely, unless the producers are not showing us something, unless they are just not giving us anything to indicate it, like, what are they talking? What do they even have in common? What are they talking about? Like, I can recall one conversation about the outside that wasn't just like, oh yeah, so will you be happy on the outside with me? Oh yeah, can you see this working on the outside? Oh yeah, my D, my Meg, my D. It's all this. It's like they're on repeats, the same 5 catchphrases over and over and over again. No depth, nothing going on. I don't get it. I do not get it. But yeah. I just think this house, this divide started and it's been maintained because there are two distinct groups, and I think it is held up by it's kind of led by the girls, but then held up by the men in their behaviour. But it's between girls who centered men in this experience and girls who didn't. Those are the two that's where the real divide is. And where it started was actually, I think it was like the first, I don't know what night it was, but it was definitely the first week. It was when Tony came in and took Ben from Shakira, rendering Shakira a spinster. And immediately, the girls that she'd spent the most time with turned on her. Because all of a sudden, she was a threat to the reason that they were there, these men. Immediately, everyone turned on her. Tony, who'd just taken Ben from her, who she was in a secure position, could have just mingled with any of the girls, immediately kind of created a kinship with her. Immediately. And Shakira in kind responded to Tony. And again, even though Tony took her man, it wasn't about the men. To be fair, both of them couldn't give a shit about Ben when they were having that first conversation. They were just like, yeah, he's fit, isn't he? Yeah, I guess so, yeah. It's about it, isn't it? But that's the difference, isn't it? Is that, yes, there was this man that could have caused... imagine if that had been Meghan or Helena with their men. It would have caused pure hell. Beef that would have lasted the entire season. Like it, but for Shakira, it was like, yeah, no worries, crack on. Is what it is, isn't it? And befriended the person that put her in that vulnerable position, because she doesn't send to the men here. Neither does Tony. They're here to have an experience and hopefully find someone. But that was the night it started, and it has literally been there since that time because of the way those girls treated Shakira. If they had just been chill and just been, yeah, name of the game, this is what the show is, because let's be real, it had been days. Why are you so obsessed with these men that you're trying to hold on to them like a pit bull with a piece of meat? You don't know them. You don't know them. No one knows each other. Relax. But no. And it's been there ever since. What have I got? What else have we got? Oh my God, my laptop is about to take off. Another big thing, minus that kind of like central thing that guides each side's experience, Tony has kind of alluded to this a lot, but both sides kind of acts and conducts themselves in the same way, in the sense that they're both talking. Each side talks about the other side. Happens. In the D squad, unfortunately, the talking takes place within their own squad. Again, very telling of their character, may I just say. But by and large, they both talk shit, and it's human to talk shit. And I think that's what Tony's trying to get at when all of this like drama starts every time they see something that someone says, which again, producers are so unfairly showing clips of only Tony and Shakira talking. It's so rarely like which someone's made a list, a huge list of the thousands of examples, hyperbole, of examples that Helena and Meg have talked about Tony and Shakira and Yaz and all the other girls. Happens all the time on a daily basis, but only they get shown. So stupid. But yeah, they both talk, and the way each side deals with it is crazy. The difference is insane to me. Like, the D squad act so holier than thou. I guess they have the memory of a goldfish, because they never seem to remember all the times that they chat or any nasty comments they make or any times that they feel upset and speak out of turn. Never seem to remember that. They're so holier than thou. They could never. They have very short memories when it comes to their own behaviour. But every time the Holy Trinity girls have said something, and whether it's been that they've been pulled up about it on, the Grafties or movie night or something like that, or just been pulled up about it in conversation, they always say what they've said. They've always just, to quote the girls, stand on business. They have no problem with it because they said it. And when they said it, there was a reason for it. And they explained that reason. I said it because I was upset. Sorry. And that's it. It's that simple. Just as Meg and Helena say stuff when they're upset. It's not rocket science. And yet, every time Meg acts like someone has shot her dog, like the Grafties when she was tearing up. Get a grip, darling. Like, you have done some vile things and behaved in some very aggressive and vile ways towards some of the girls in there. Militia is coming to mind immediately, obviously. It's just like, relax. Everyone has their moments. It is what it is. Move on. But again, the character of the two groups is very clear and very distinct about the way that they own that or don't own that, and respond to that or don't respond to that. I think that's it. I need to go to bed. This has been a hell of an experience. Let's just see if we even bother doing it again. Let me see if I get to an episode 2. I truly hope I do. I hope by that time I've figured out more of the setup. I really hope to get a monitor like next month or something, just so I can because I have no idea what this video looks like right now. And also I've no idea how long I've been filming for, so I can't tell when the camera's gonna cut. You know, so we shall see. But that's schematics, isn't it? It's neither here nor there. But yeah, thanks for listening, and I hope I see you for more bits and bobs next time. Good night.